Yo, the story starts the same as any other, you know, simple and plain. It's about Jane, but no one knew her name. She was a shit brick house with one hell of a frame. She had a name, it was to gain a bit of fortune and fame. Beneath the blue suburban skies of Penny Lane, she did the hokey pokey when she put her foot in the game. She met a first string player who claimed his name was James, and in her heart she felt a spark that ignited the flame. He showed her new terrain with some champagne and cocaine, and that attention went straight to her brain. To have her back while building stacks is what he proclaimed, and then she vowed to do anything so love would remain. Then she became the blame whenever he would complain, and he'd explain the weakest link to find the strength of a chain. The beating she received was really inhumane, but he was apologetic till he went and did it again. I'm saying he took what was sacred, and that's why she cries the tears of hatred. He took what was sacred, and that's why she cries the tears of hatred. He took what was sacred, and that's why she cries the tears of hatred. He took what was sacred, and that's why she cries. She prayed that things would change when he asked to get engaged. He said that honor and obey is all she'd have to say for them to turn the page. No promenade, no buffet, no bridesmaids to catch the bouquet. Took her far from home to where they would stay. Then one day he put her on display, and then arrangements made with friends and family who were willing to pay. She was afraid of the tip of his blade, and so he made her ride the dragon, took her inhibitions away. Men on parade like army brigades, and then they cast shade in the streets on how she was portrayed. Day after day kept getting replayed. She was berated and degraded, denigrated to the sex trade. In the court of public opinion where she was arraigned, the stage became her cage where spirit was drained, and when her self-disdain could no longer be contained, and only one salty grain of her soul remained. I'm saying he took what was sacred, and that's why she cries the tears of hatred. He took what was sacred, and that's why she cries the tears of hatred. He took what was sacred, and that's why she cries the tears of hatred. He took what was sacred, and that's why she cries. From dreams of ballet and Broadway to nightmares in alleys and causeways, he promised to love her always, not leave her passed out in hallways. Her skin was tougher than leather, was once soft and suede. The stalkers in the shadow creeping like nightshade. The police were called on the lower state. He swore it was just horseplay. He said she liked it rough, come on, you know how them whores play. He let them sample the product, he put some ghosts in their wallets, and they were easy to persuade cause they was underpaid. Then they played with her body like she was an arcade, and through the clouds of pain, a shining star could no longer pervade. And for a decade she knew love was a charade, and so it became her crusade to make sure he was repaid. It was his right hook, she could never evade, and so she hit him in his sleep with a needle full of A's. That was 2 days before she set him up in a drug raid, cause nothing has the wrath of a woman betrayed. I'm saying he took what was sacred, and that's why she cries the tears of hatred. He took what was sacred, and that's why she cries the tears of hatred. He took what was sacred, and that's why she cries the tears of hatred. He took what was sacred, and that's why she cries.
They lure them in online and off, flattering them with compliments, praise. You're pretty, you should model. They learn the victim's vulnerabilities. They gain psychological control. They isolate them, and then they threaten them with violence against the girls or their families if they do not do as instructed.
Well, we went to a townhouse. It was a local call. We had left my daughter at home with his brother. Immediately when he slapped me across the face, my first response was, I don't know where my baby is. I don't know my address by heart. I just wanted to get back to my baby, and I just wanted the night to be over. I wanted to go back. And so I complied. I was afraid.